Hello everybody, my name is Kieran from The Checkpoint, the only gaming channel that lives in the Christmas stocking, and welcome to a video about the trading post in Runescape. Now obviously the trading post was a new trading system that was released a couple of days ago within the game. However, a couple of days ago as well, on the 12th of December to be precise, Jagex released a dev blog, a developer's blog that is released pretty often about updates to the game, and in this one they were talking about potential changes they'd make to the trading post itself. Now they did say that obviously when the trading post was released, they said that this was a bare bones version, which pretty much hints that there's going to be constant updates to this trading post, that we can see quite frequently. And they put out several ideas, which I think is pretty cool. I'd put a link down into the blog if you want to have a look at it and some of the ideas they're presenting. But I'm just going to summarize these updates for you in today's video. So the first kind of option that they're thinking of is turning it into the Grand Exchange, a literal version. I'm not sure if this would have the same layout as the Grand Exchange. I doubt it would. I think it would just be the same kind of system and how that works, but I highly doubt that that would actually work, because I think they say in the blog that like 50% of players voted against something that featured Grand Exchange and offline trading, so not really many people want that, so I highly doubt that the Grand Exchange will be making a return to old school RuneScape. And obviously, when the polls do come out for the game, I think things that are considered needs like 75% votes for it to even be considered. So I just highly doubt it's very, very unlikely that the Grand Exchange will be voted for. And even if it is voted for with that 75%, I doubt they would implement it into the game. Although they do pretty much want our ideas, but I just highly doubt that would happen. Now the next option, which I think is one of the coolest ones personally, is to send trade requests through the post. Now if you didn't see my guide on the trading post a couple of days ago, that kind of shows how it works. I'll put a link to that just so you can get used to kind of the layout if you haven't used it already. But when you right click someone's name, obviously someone may be offering, in this example they're selling tuna, they may be offering tuna. When you can right click their name and add them as a friend or join their channel, they're also kind of considering an option to add a trade button. Now this would enable you to trade with them, but you don't have to be like standing right next to them as you've always have to be in RuneScape. You could be in any bank. You do have to be in the same world, but you can be in any bank or in kind of common areas such as West Varrock and Falador Park that they said, because obviously they're really common trading areas. So if you're both in one of those areas, you can be in any. One person could be in Camelot Bank, one person could be in Varrock Bank, and they could trade that item. So obviously it doesn't mean you have to kind of meet up and teleport to a certain place to meet up. I think that would be a really cool, simple solution. So obviously it wouldn't be like the Grand Exchange, mainly because obviously it's not a offline automatic trading. You still have to search for an item, you still have to search for someone, a specific person that's selling the item. The only difference is you don't actually have to physically travel to them. You can just kind of trade, kind of like an internet trading kind of thing. I think that's a really cool option. Another option that they're putting is called automatic trading, which is basically like the Grand Exchange. The only thing it doesn't feature that the Grand Exchange does is the offline trading, because obviously that won't be supported if they do introduce automatic trading. But obviously apart from the offline section, I don't think this will make it at all, because obviously it's really similar to the Grand Exchange. The only difference is that you can't trade whilst you're offline, and as again, a few months ago when people voted in those polls, they didn't really want offline trading and they didn't want things like the Grand Exchange, so I'm going to be probably ruling this one out as very unlikely as well. Also, something that I touched on in my trading post guide was that you couldn't post buy offers like you can in Zybez. You can post on the Zybez forums like, hey, I'm buying 1,000 dragon bones for this amount of money. I'll meet you here, meet you in this world, in this location. And that's something you can't do within the trading post. The only offers you can see are sell offers, as in people selling an item. And I kind of noted that as a problem with the trading post, because you can't buy something for the price you want it. You kind of just have to hope and guess that someone is selling it for a decent price. So otherwise you're pretty much forced to buy an item for the price that someone's selling at. And it's not the other way around. You know, you can't constantly post buy offers and people who are selling them just come along and sell the item. It's the other way around, which is kind of bummy, and I think it would be much better if it worked both ways, so it complemented people who are selling items as well as complemented people who are buying items. So that would be a much fairer balance between kind of pricing and how people value items within the game. And at the moment the engine doesn't allow that. It only allows for sell offers to work within the trading post, but they're well capable. They mentioned in the developers blog they're really capable of allowing the game engine to accept buy and sell offers similar to how the Grand Exchange does. So I think that would be a really cool fix. Obviously, just to post buy offers, just so it's a much fairer balance in terms of the trading, because some person could be selling an item for way above its average street price, and people just obviously won't want to buy it for that much. They want to post their own separate buy offers, so that would be a much fairer way to do that. So there were just a couple more smaller features that they got mentioned towards the end of the developers blog. One of them was regarding the issues with people who had their private messaging off. Now, obviously, you'd see someone who'd post their sell offer, but you won't be able to add them as a friend or join their channel because they'd be appearing offline. And they mentioned that they could tweak the game engine to make the trading post offers delist, and in a sense that would just mean the trading post offer won't come up at all if they're appearing offline, which obviously means that they can't do any trading. So in order for them to be able to make a successful trade and to be able to use the trading post, they have to appear online. So I think that's a really good way of kind of forcing people to actually just appear online so that the trading offer can be completed. And obviously it's quite annoying when someone would be appearing offline, and forcing them to appear online would just make the whole trading process a lot more efficient and quick. They're also mentioning a quick hop feature, which will enable enable players to kind of basically quickly switch worlds to a person who's selling an item. If you view a cool selling offer that you'd want to buy from, you can just right click that person and you'll be able to just join their world really quickly. Obviously you can join worlds and kind of hop worlds pretty quickly anyway. Obviously it might be a bit slower for some people, but with this it just enables you to do it really quickly, just be able to kind of meet up with that person and join their world really quickly so that the trade can be completed a lot more quickly and a lot more efficiently. There's also a little bit of information about information tracking, and that's associated with whether the trading post actually makes it into kind of a Grand Exchange kind of thing. But as I mentioned at the start of the video, I just don't think it will ever reach that stage. Obviously people don't really want that, I just don't think it will happen anyway. And it's just to do with how the information of prices of certain items can be kind of changed, and details about that. If you want to read further about it, obviously I haven't spoken about every single minor detail, so if you want to read fully about it, then as I said, I will put a link down to the developers blog in the description below. Anyway guys, that's going to be all the potential updates that we're going to be seeing for the trading post. The two best that I'd like to see would be the trading requests through the post, so that would it would basically enable people to trade. If one was in Falador and one was in Camelot, they'd be able to trade anyway through that trading post, which is, I think, is a really cool feature, as well as posting the buy offers. So that means it's a much fairer trading environment for people who want to post sell offers as well as buy offers. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a like, rating and subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you guys soon.